Which NBA players cheated on their wives? You might be surprised. Right now, the NBA Finals are going on, and due to that, the players of the team are being elevated even higher in the eyes of fans as they at times come off as legendary and people who can do no wrong. Except, that's not how it works. Never has been, never will. And while many NBA talents have relationships in one form or another, they're not really gassed up unless it's really big or really ugly. And due to that, the cheating rate in the NBA might be higher than you expect. We'll show you some examples. Rick Fox and Vanessa Williams. Let's start off with a famous, infamous one, okay? Vanessa Williams is an actress, singer, fashion designer, and more. Her initial fame was when she was the first African-American recipient of the Miss America title back in 1984, launching her career into Hollywood. From this, she went to recording music, and from vocals, she appeared in movies, on the stage, and in a few major TV series such as Desperate Housewives and Ugly Betty. She has been married 3 times, one of which was Rick Fox, who played a very long career in the NBA and now is an actor, believe it or not. So you'd think this would have been a great couple. But yeah, not so much. The couple eloped to the Caribbean in 1999, and a year later their daughter was born, Williams' 4th child. Fox played for the Boston Celtics and the Lakers, retiring in 2004, and then they ended up divorcing later that year amidst allegations of them cheating on each other. Not cool. Again, they cheated on each other, so that does change the argument, but Rick was still part of this, and thus, it fits the bill. Nick Young and Iggy Azalea. This is almost a classic one because of how odd and bad it was from start to finish. Nick Young was aiming to be a hot new thing when he started playing with teams like the Lakers, Warriors, and Nuggets. Iggy Azalea was a rising star in rap when she came out of nowhere to basically rock the charts for a few years, and thus, when they were both at their peak, they hooked up and even got engaged at one point. But less than a year later, they broke it off because of various reasons. Not the least of which was Young coming to their house and bringing another woman to cheat on her with. That's not subtle at all. Not so ironically, both of their rises to fame burned out not long afterwards, went up and down together. So perhaps it was fate that they were going to burn out so spectacularly. Paul George. Paul George was married to Callie Rivers, who is the daughter of the former head coach of LA Clippers. Wondering how he got caught? Paul was found on a boat sleeping with a stripper. That's just wrong on so many levels. The matter got severe when it was discovered that the stripper was pregnant because Paul didn't use any protection that night. He tried to close the case by offering her $1 million to abort the child. However, she refused the offer. Even after the birth of his daughter, he was dating someone else. So, let's recap here, shall we? Playoff P went and cheated on his wife with a stripper, then tried to get that stripper to abort the child he accidentally had with her. And then, when she refused, he went and dated someone else. And you'll wonder why so many people really don't like Paul George. Raymond Felton. Raymond married a law school student studying in New York City named Arian Raimondo. However, he also fell for other girls, and within only 19 months of their marriage, they got into a massive fight on Valentine's Day due to his affairs with other women. Soon after that, she filed for divorce, but she didn't leave without some payback. During their separation, she turned in Raymond's semi-automatic gun, stating that he threatened to harm her with it. After proper investigation, Felton turned himself in. Looks like marrying a law student wasn't such a good decision after all. Or, cheating on someone who can use the law to screw with you like you screwed with her behind her back. That's a bad idea too. Dwayne Wade. You might not think that NBA legends will be on this list, but you'd be wrong on that front. In fact, we have several. In Dwayne's case, it's clear that his wife Gabrielle Union didn't leave him after finding out about his affair with Asia Matoyer. Due to this affair, Asia gave birth to a boy named Xavier, after which his mother wrote a letter to the Union stating all the deep down secrets about the hidden relation with her husband. The surprising part is that even after finding out, she didn't part her way. She is still living with him but refuses to consider Xavier one of Dwayne's sons. No one knows the reason behind her decision, but it's possible she just doesn't want to think about it. Either way, she clearly has the ability to forgive, to an extent, given that they're still together and still happy. LAMAR ODOM. Many of you knew this was coming. Acting like being the born-to-be-together type, couple LAMAR ODOM and his wife Khloe Kardashian always had something cooking between them which they didn't want others to know about. She admitted that ODOM cheated on her and she was just covering up for him. Why? So that her parents didn't find out about it. She even hired a private investigator to find out precisely what LAMAR was up to and came to the conclusion that he had cheated her with having relations with 5 other women. The dumb part is that despite this, the two have tried to make up over the years, and that's failed. LeBron James, a player who is shown as one of the best basketball players of all time, has also been associated with having affairs with girls. Even though he got married to his high school love, Savannah Brinson, after dating her for 13 years, people are still waiting to hear about his relations with other girls. It might be false, but it also might be true. And there have also been rumors about LeBron's wife cheating on him, so yeah. Kobe Bryant. We know it's bad to speak ill of the dead, but just because you're gone doesn't mean your sins left with you. Kobe and Vanessa Bryant were a couple who have been on and off from marriage. After Kobe was charged with sexual assault in 2003, everyone expected that Vanessa would leave him. She didn't do as was expected that year, but eventually got fed up with the rumors about Kobe's affairs and filed for divorce in 2011. She was granted a mansion, millions of dollars, and agreed to share custody of both daughters. However, they couldn't live apart for long and decided to come together once again. And when he passed, they were very strong in their relationship. But the incident is still something that people discuss to this day. Tony Parker and Eva Longoria. We're putting this one last because, quite frankly, we're still not sure what happened here. Tony Parker and Eva Longoria hooked up when both of them were at their primes. Tony was rocking it with the San Antonio Spurs, and Eva Longoria was lighting it up on the show Desperate Housewives. The two met and fell madly in love and had a well-known marriage. That dissolved when she found out he was cheating on her with many women. Considering she's one of the most beautiful women on the planet, especially during her Desperate Housewives days when they were together, that makes no sense at all. Something must have been really wrong with him to cheat on her. We're just saying. And while it may seem vain for us to say that she's so beautiful she can't be cheated on, it honestly is an argument to be made there. Because oftentimes cheaters go with other women because they find them more attractive than the partner they have, but don't want to admit it to the partner's face. So again, one has to wonder what Tony Parker was thinking, or perhaps in this case, desiring, if he went and cheated on Eva Longoria like he did. So what do you think? What do you think of this look at the NBA players who got caught cheating on their spouses? Were you shocked that this has happened with so many players, both past and present? Do you think that there should be a lot more discipline on this matter, or is this just a case of perceived power going to their heads? Let us know in the comments below, and we'll see you next time on the channel.